heart went.
Okay, this example is example 3.10 in our lecture manual. And I chose this example because this has a dependent voltage source, which is voltage controlled, and it also has an independent current source. So, two birds in one shot tayo dito. Okay? Now, ganun pa rin yung process, hindi nag-iiba. Mag-start tayo sa mesh currents. So, I have 4 loops here, which definitely says we have IA, this one is IB, this one is IC, and this one is ID. Paano ba? Ganyan. Okay. ID. Okay. Next, we are going to do KVL. So let's start with this loop. So KVL at loop IA gives us voltage pa din to ha. So, pwede kayo mag-KVL dyan kasi voltage to. Positive, pasok sa negative, labas sa positive. What's that? Positive 5Vx. And then, I have resistor inside the mesh. So, that would be negative 2IA. Tapos, after that, since tapos ko na yung loop, mesh current effects tayo. So, this branch is affected by IB. So, magkakaroon ako ng plus 2IB. Current times resistance, and then equate to 0. Afterwards, I'm going to arrange this in the sequence A, B, C, D, Vx. So, ibig sabihin, aside from understanding that your 4 loops suggests 4 equations, there is another variable here, which is Vx. So, that makes 5 variables, which means we need 5 equations. So, let's see. So, ang arrangement ko dito, A, B, C, D, tas saka pa si Vx. So, that would be negative 2IA plus 2IB plus 5Vx equate to 0. This will be my equation number 1. Next, I'm going to do KVL at the middle, which is IB. So, KVL at loop IB. We have so, negative, puro resistances, no? Sum of the resistances would be 2 plus 5 plus 4. Sulat natin para hindi kayo makalimot. Multiplied by the mesh current inside. And then, since wala na namang iba, diba, we're going to add mesh current effects. So, all the resistances are affected by different mesh currents. So, 2 is affected by IA, so we get 2IA. 5 is affected by ID, so we get plus 5ID. And 4 ohms is affected by IC, so we get plus 4 IC. And then equate that to 0. After that, arrange in the sequence A, B, C, D, so we get positive 2IA minus, so we have here 9 plus 2, so 11 IB plus 4 IC plus 5 ID. Equate that to 0. Okay, I cannot do a KVL at loop IC because wala tayong way or means para makuha ang voltage drop ng current source. So, we're going to leave this for the KVL. Instead, we'll do KVL at ID. So, taking KVL at loop ID, what will happen? We have the resistances. So, negative of the resistances 2, 3 and 5 ohms multiplied by the mesh current inside, which is ID. And then we have voltage source. So, negative, lalabas tayo sa positive 20 volts. And then, since tapos ko na ang loop, ang sunod ay mesh current effect. At sa mesh na to, ito lang ang may kaagaw na ibang loop. Ano po? So, it's affected by IB. So, we get plus 5IB for that. Okay, equate that to 0 and then arrange our equation. So, we have positive 5IB and then we get negative 10ID equal to the constant on the right side, which is negative 20. So, let's say this is my equation number 3. Nalimutan natin si equation number 2, but Hindi ko nalagyan sadya. Kasi, pwede akong mag-proceed sa inspection muna. Okay? I'll proceed with the inspection first to show you that by inspection, even without the assumption of branch currents, dito, since di tayo nakapag-KVL dito, di ba? Kaya naman tayo hindi nakapag-KVL dito kasi may kuryente na. So, ibig sabihin may branch current na to. So, if there's branch current and the current flows papunta dito, di ba? And this particular current affects this mesh current. Ibig sabihin, iisa ang value nila. Which means we can say that IC is already equivalent to this current source. But since magkasalubong sila, di ba? Kasalubong, that would be negative 5 ampere. So, anong nangyari? Meron ka ng value for IC. And IC happens to appear here. So, if IC appears here, pwede ko na itong isubstitute. I will get an equation that is 2IA minus 11IB plus 5ID. So, hindi ko na pinakita yung substitution pero that would be plus 4 times negative 5. So, negative 20 yun. I'll transpose that to the right. Magiging positive 20 na siya. And this is my equation number 2. Okay? Next. So, ituloy natin yung inspection. Bale, I have 3 equations already. Tama ba? This is equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. Pero yung variables ko ay 4. I have IA, IB, VX, tsaka ID. So, 4 variables. Ngayon, mag-inspection muna tayo kasi makukuha na natin yung ibang branch currents later on. So, by inspection, maglagay tayo ng branch currents. So, let's say this is pink and black. This is I1. This is I2. Let's say this is I3. And let's say we have here I4 downward. And then let's say this is I5. So isabay natin dito. Where? Yan. This is I5. Okay, so hindi na ako mag-a-assume dito kasi may kuryente naman na, 'di ba? So yung outer branches, tingnan natin. Ang outer branches ko ay ito. Si I1, ibig sabihin, equal na siya kay IA. Tama? You have IA equal to I sub 1 since they are in the same direction, positive. And then, itong I5 equal na kay ID. So, ID is equal to I5. Positive din, kasi same direction sila. And there you have it, your inspection. Okay, so, aside from the inspection, why did I do the inspection agad? Kasi yun yung sequence ng process natin, di ba? At the same time, may na-simplify tayo agad So, na-eliminate natin si C dito sa tatlong equations. So, kailangan natin ng isa pang equation. At kung naaalala nyo, kapag may mga dependent variables tayo dun sa ating circuit, ano nga sabi? Hanapin mo itong voltage control, voltage source na to, hanapin mo kung saan siya nakadepend. So, this is Vx. Ibig sabihin, itong voltage source na to, nakadepende kay Vx. At pag hinanap mo sa circuit, nandito si Vx. Siya ay voltmeter reading. Doon, sa 5 ohms. Ibig sabihin, voltage drop ni 5 ohms. Yun. At kagaya ng tinuro ko sa inyo before, di ba ang sabi natin ay, ikakat mo yung element kung saan nandun yung voltmeter ng dependent. So, I'm going to cut that 5 ohm branch. Kuhanin mo yung current na nagfo-flow sa kanya, which is I3. This is 5 ohms. And then connect that voltmeter assumption. So let's say this is Vx. Ang sequence ay negative sa kaliwa, positive sa kanan. Siyempre, you're going to follow the illustration, ha? Huwag kayong gagawa ng sarili niyo. We're going to do KVL here. So if I take KVL on this loop, that would be positive 5I3. Tama ba? Pasok sa positive, labas sa negative, negative Vx. Equate that to 0, which shows that Vx is simply equivalent to 5I3. Okay. Ngayon, kapag ito, sinubstitute mo dito sa equation na to, dito, kasi di ba kailangan natin 3 equations lang. So, if I have here IA, IB, ID, and Vx, parang pinakamadali dito is tanggalin mo na si Vx para may matira kang IA, IB, ID. And para matanggal mo si Vx, kuhanin mo yung branch kung saan siya nakatap. Mag-KVL ka doon. And yung relationship na lalabas, yun ang bago nating isa-substitute dito. So, mayari dito, si Vx, papalitan ko ng bagong variable which is I3. Nasaan ba si I3? Ito si I3. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan kong mag-KCL para makuha yung value ng current I3. Okay. So, what I did was move the equations here. I copied all the equations that we already have here. I retained yung element na kinot natin to get Vx. So, ang target natin ngayon is makuha si I3. And we can only solve for I3 if we're going to take KCL. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na, di ba ang turo sa atin ay mag-KCL ka sa labas na loops. Correct? Or, if the node kung saan ka kukuha ng KCL ay surrounded ng mesh currents, hindi natin option yun, di ba? Ang papagawa sa atin doon is, pag dito ka nag-KCL, yung branch ang titingnan mo. Pero, kagaya ng tinuro ko kanina, ano ba yung hinahanap mong current? I3. Kuhanin mo yung branch niya. Kunin ko si I3. Okay, ito si I3. 5 ohms ang current dyan, ang resistance dyan. Tapos, meron siyang dalawang nodes. Node A and B. But since I3 branch is horizontal, ibig sabihin, kukunin mo lang yung taas at babang mesh current. So, meron ditong mesh current sa taas, that's ID. And meron siyang mesh current sa baba, which is IB. And from here, pwede ka na mag-KCL kahit alin sa dalawa. Diba? So, let's say we KCL at A for I3. And it will show that ID is leaving. Diba? And then you get positive I3 which is entering node A. And then IB is entering. So plus IB, equate that to 0. And it would appear that I3 is simply equivalent to the negative of IB plus ID. Okay? Or, let me give you an alternative. Pero ito yung mas mahabang version kasi yung ibang reference books ganun ang ginagawa. Pag nag-KCL ka sa A, ipapakuha niya sa'yo branch currents. Imagine na lang natin ba? Or isusulat natin. Wala akong space. Okay. So, halimbawa nag-KCL tayo sa A. Using the branch currents, you get positive I1, negative I2, negative I5, di ba? Positive I1, negative I2, negative I5, positive I3. Ito yung sinasabi before na kapag daw dito ka nag-node, kailangan branch titingnan mo kasi daw hindi natin alam anong behavior ng mesh currents dito. Pero actually, pwede naman ikaw dito mag-KCL using the mesh currents. Pero ang gagawin mo, i-cut mo at kunin mo lang yung taas at baba if it's horizontal. Kung vertical, kaliwat kanan lang kunin mo na mesh current, mas maigsi. Pero ito, pag sinolve mo to, lalabas lang din tong relationship na to. From here, I3 is equal to negative I1, positive I2, positive I5. Okay? By inspection, I5 is ID, I1 is IA, but I do not have I2. Okay? So, for I2, pag nag-KCL ako at C, yun yung nasa labas diba? Ito yung branch I2, si C yung nasa labas, so doon tayo mag-KCL. Pag nag-KCL ako sa C, para makuha ko si I2, that would be negative IA. Diba? Sa ilalim lalabas to. Papasok si I2. Tapos si IB papasok dito. So, positive IB. Equate that to 0. You'll get I2 equal to positive IA, negative IB. Ngayon, try nating i-substitute lahat dito. Ang mangyayari, I3 is equal to the negative of I1. I1 is equal to IA plus I2. Ito yung I2 mo. IA minus IB. Plus I5. Ano ba yung I5 mo? I5 ko ay ID. Mangyayari, makakancel si IA kasi negative positive yan. And it will result to negative IB plus ID, which is this one. So, kung sanay kang mag-branch currents, pag nagke-KCL, hahaba yung solution mo dito sa particular network na to kasi ito yung gagawin natin. But, if you accept what I'm teaching you, diba, na kunin mo yung branch na hinahanapan mo ng kuryente, kunin mo yung mesh currents directly affecting it, dun ka na, tapos dun ka mag-KCL, mas maigsi. Nakuha na natin agad yung relationship eh. Diba? So, let's do it. Let's do that. So, what I did is, I rewrote our KVL and then our KCL. So, ang gagawin ngayon natin dito is, I'm going to substitute this here. Therefore, my Vx will be equivalent to 5 times I3. And I3 is equivalent to negative IB plus ID. Okay. After getting this, I'm going to substitute this here in equation 1 para matanggal ko na si Vx. So, mangyayari is, your equation 1 now becomes negative 2IA plus 2IB plus 5 times Vx. Where Vx is equal to this. Where Vx is equal to 5, negative IB plus ID, and then equate that to 0. Okay, and then we'll simplify. So if we simplify, this is negative 2IA plus 2IB minus, kasi negative yon 25 IB, you distribute, plus 25 ID, equate that to 0. And then we simplify, so we get negative 2IA, we have negative 23IB, correct? Plus 25 ID, equate that to 0. And this will replace your equation 1. So, mayayari, ito na yung equation 1 natin. Tapos, these are still your equations 2 and equation 3. So, we're going to get our calculator for that since meron na akong ABD. Let's get our calcu and type that in our calculator. That's mode 5-2. Let's start with this. That's negative 2, negative 23, positive 25, and then 0. And then for the second equation, we have 2, negative 11, positive 5, and then positive 20. And then you get 0 IA. We do not have an IA here, but we have 5 IB, negative 10 ID, and negative 20. Press equals. We'll get IA, which is 265 over 19. IB is 40 over 19. And IC is 58 over 19. IA, what's IA? 265. Ito na yun. 265 over 19. Then we have IB. And then ID is 58 over 19. Tapos isulat na lang natin dito na si IB ay 40 over 19. Ano bang hanap natin? Ang hanap natin ay Vx. Sige, hanapin natin si Vx. So, Vx is equivalent to 5i3 or simply, ito na lang yun. Diba? Or kunin natin lahat. Kunin natin lahat ng branch currents. So, I already have I1, I5. Okay, I have to solve for I2, I4, and I3. Ito na si I3. Okay, so from here, I already have I3, which is equivalent to negative IB plus ID. So what we're going to do is substitute the values we've solved. So you have here negative ng IB, which is 40 over 19, plus ID. ID is 58 over 19. So it will show that I3 is simply equivalent to what? 18 over 19 amperes. So already have ID, I3, and then what else? We can solve for ano na din, for Vx. Diba Vx says it is 5 I3 or ito. So you have there 5 times, na-solve na natin, which is 18 over 19. So lalabas that Vx is simply equivalent to 90 over 19, and this is volts. Okay, so I have I1, I3, I5. I need to solve for I2 and I4. So, paano natin isosolve yun? Okay, so for I2, yung ginawa natin kanina, KCL at C. So, if I take KCL at C, pwede ka nang tumingin sa branch currents kung gusto nyo. But since this is mesh, magme-mesh ako ha. So, this is negative IA, positive I2, positive IB, equate that to 0. Negative, lalabas si IA, papasok si I2, papasok si IB. Therefore, I2 is equivalent to IA minus IB. What is IA? IA is 265 over 19 minus IB, which is 40 over 19. So, you'll get I2, that's equivalent to 225 over 19 amperes. And then, for I4, dito ako magki-KCL sa D naman. Ano po? So, for I4, KCL at D, and that would be, what? Negative IB, positive I4, may papasok na IC, diba? Plus IC, or kung gusto nyo kunin nyo na yung 5 amperes, minus 5. Equate to 0. O sige, consistent tayo dapat. Sa mesh tayo, para hindi kayo maguluhan. O, papasok si IC. Equate that to 0. And then, we solve for I4. Therefore, I4 is IB plus IC. And IB is 40 over 19 plus IC is negative 5. So, lalabas I4 is simply negative 55 over 19 amperes. And that gives you this network. So, nakuha natin si I1, I2, I3, I4, ito yun, and I5. And then we also were able to solve for Vx.